That's right, we're back. We're live on Chicano Tube. We're live on Chicano Street. Gente, we're going to get straight into it. There is no introductions tonight. Not at all. Not for what's going on. Absolutely not. There's no formalities. There's nothing. We're not even joking around tonight. Okay? You could do me a favor. You could hit that pinchy like button. That's the only formality I'm going to go because, this thing right here, unless you're new to the channel, I started Chicano Tube about 2.5 years ago now, and Chicano Tube has been all about advancing the people, moving the people forward in the right direction that we need to be.
Really bad.
Because we need to be going forward. We're not going to be going ass backward, okay, gente? We're going to be moving forward in the right direction because it's 2026, okay? And this is the way it needs to be, right? We're not going to be going back to the 50s. We're not going to be going back to the 60s. We're not going to be going back to the 1940s. It needs to be the way it is right now, okay? So I'm gonna open up the phone lines. Give me a second. I'm gonna open up the phone lines. My bad. I had a little bit of a technical difficulty. Thank you to the beautiful, smoking, sexy, hot executive producer that let me know. Let me just do a real quick sound check. Gente, I'm gonna do a sound check. The phone lines are gonna be open. Before you jump in on the phone lines and give your opinion, because I'm fucking pissed, man. I'm not one of these pinchy YouTubers. It's a sausage party, every single video. Salchicha, salchicha, you do this, you do that. Talking out of the side of your pinchy neck. That's a fucking waste of time. If I'm going to do anything with Chicano Tube, it's going to represent the raza and represent them right and represent them correctly. And that's point blank, period, okay? Let me do a real quick sound check. I just want to make sure. Another beautiful, smoking, sexy, hot executive producer told me to just do a quick sound check. All right. I think we're good. You guys can give me a thumbs up. I think you can hear me now. Sorry about that. I'm fucking pissed, man. And you know who I'm exactly pissed at? I'm going to let you know right now. I'm pissed not at allegations, because allegations are allegations. Don't forget what pinchy country you live in, okay? It's innocent until proven guilty. If you don't like the innocent until proven guilty format, then you can kick rocks down the pinchy yellow brick road and go somewhere like, Mexico. Maybe you guys have never been in la pinchy cárcel in Mexico. You don't got no pinchy derechos. You're guilty right when they drop an allegation on you, right? But in the best country in the world where we're at right here, it's still going to be innocent until proven guilty. And that's it. I'm not mad at the allegations. No, I'm not. I'm a father to two beautiful, and I mean beautiful daughters, okay? Got to keep the pinchy vatos, off of them. And if they get close, no te creas, no te creas. I'm a father to two beautiful daughters, and I just want you to know where I'm coming from. I don't take this lightly at all, okay? If the allegations end up being true against, let's just say, the cornerstone of the Chicano movement, let's just say the pioneer of the Chicano movement, if these allegations happen to be true, then fuck them. Point blank, period, right? But I'm so heated right now. If you could feel my pinchy forehead, it feels like Mexicali, 122 pinchy degrees in the summer right now. Because it's very true what they say. And let me just put it up. I put this up. It was a couple months ago. And it couldn't even be any more true than what it is right now. Not at all. Ay, a ver. Move this. How do you move this thing, man? Okay, my bad. Okay, cancel this. A la chingada, man. Here it is. I put this about a couple months ago. And yes, the phone lines are open now. 831-240-4328. If it's not scrolling across the bottom, let me go ahead and put the phone number up. There it is. The phone lines are open. We're just going to go ahead and just get straight into it because I want to talk facts this whole episode. We're going to be about an hour and a half. Again, no intros, don't try to, digress it into anything else. Let's just talk about this because they're trying to take a pinche punch at the heart of Chicanos. And what this said a couple months ago when I posted this right here is more truer than ever right now. It's easy to destroy a brown man because his people will help you do it. That's a fact. Now, if you are, let's say, of the mentality, if you're making this a gender thing right now, you done missed the mark. I'm going to tell you right now. You absolutely done missed it. Making it a gender thing just shows your IQ. You probably got the IQ of a pinchy doorknob if you're making it a gender thing. It's just like me saying, well, I want the president of the United States, to be a vato because he's a vato. I want the president of the United States to be a lady because she's a lady. That has nothing to do with being the president of the United States. We should want to be the president of the pinche United States who's going to take us in the right direction. So if you are making it a gender thing, oh, you don't support women. Chale. Oh, it's about men and it's about women. No, that's that's like making it about Democrats and Republicans. There's a lot of people that are still on the internet making it about Democrats and making it about Republicans. You're still on that level? That's some old ass shit from decades ago. Everyone was bumping heads about that in COVID, and you still can't see the trap that they want to set up for brown people for us to fall into? So again, making it about men and making it about women, chale. That's not what it's about tonight, okay? Now, we're going to go over what has recently transpired this week, okay? Again, we're not joking. We're not playing games. We're not laughing. None of that shit tonight. But I do want to hear your opinion. Because, again, Chicano Tube wouldn't be here if the people weren't here. So we already got the first phone call of the night. Let's go ahead and just keep it moving. Caller, you're live on Chicano Tube. What you got to say?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Caller, you're live on Chicano Tube. What you got to say?
Hey, man, yeah, but the Cesar Chavez thing, man, he's already passed away, I even bring it up.
He passed away in 1993. It's already been 33 years. But do you believe now, 60 years later, that they can shit on him? And then do you also believe that in 48 hours, his whole life can be wiped away in his legacy? You agree with that?
Yeah, the legacy thing. It's unity, you know what I mean? We're going to be even more divided than we are already, you know what I mean?
Well, the show tonight is to wake the raza up because they're so quick to cancel Cesar Chavez, but we actually have predators out there that are very powerful people, celebrities, other icons. But when it's a brown man, oh no, cancel the brown man in 48 hours. So should we separate his personal and moral life from the work that he did? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's more on the good that he did, and all the other personal stuff is like, they should have just handled within themselves in their privacy. The lady should have, when he was alive, and they should have handled it then. Right now, it's just like a smear campaign for the raza, you know?
Right now, the raza looks real, real bad. Matter of fact, the raza, I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. We look weak. We look very weak. We look like we have no backbone. We're quick to jump out there, right? When a George Floyd gets hurt, you know, we're quick to bow a knee, put our fist in the air for George Floyd. But all of a sudden, when it comes to a brown man's legacy and they're saying rumors and allegations about it, we just canceled the brown man in 48 hours?
It tells you how unido the raza is. It ain't. It tells you right there, we ain't united. And, you know, it's I don't know what to say, man. It's real sad, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I appreciate the call, cabrón.
Órale.
Ándale, cuídate. Buenas noches. Bye. I'm going to reiterate that sentiment again. I'm more upset with La Raza than anyone. I'm not upset at the güeros. I'm not upset with morenos. I'm not upset with anyone. It's the own raza. Now, you might be saying, well, Mikey, well, what if it's true? What are the allegations? Yeah, but do I know if it's true? I don't know. These are the facts. Let's only talk the facts tonight. Come on, gente. Help me with this, okay? Let's only talk facts. If you're going to call in, only call in with facts. Of course, your opinion. I do want to hear it, all right? And when you call in, let me know where you're calling in from, caller. I think the last caller was from LA. Shout out to LA. Let's only talk the facts, man. Dolores Huerta, okay, is a pioneer woman. Dolores Huerta, the vice president of the United Farm Workers, impacted a lot of lives. We cannot diminish that. We don't downplay that. Ni modo que soy un pinche sexist machista que dice, no, lo que dicen las mujeres. No, chale, we don't roll like that no more. That was like the pinche generation of my dad's generation. You know what I mean? Pinche sideburns all the way down here, leaking testosterone, machista generation. We don't roll like that no more. We can't get nowhere with that mentality. Dolores Huerta did a lot of positive, groundbreaking work for Chicanas in the United States of America. Again, we're talking about Chicanos, okay? What do you think you're tuned into this pinche channel right here? What do we represent here? Of course, somos Mexicanos if you want to go down to the blood, the heritage, but we're talking about Chicanos here. First generation, this is who I am. I'm a first generation Mexican American, okay? Cesar Chavez, he founded the United Farm Workers, and his vice president was Dolores Huerta, her being in a very prominent position. And she's a very influential, powerful woman. Powerful. When Dolores Huerta says something, trucha, she has power behind her voice. And when she cracks the whip, power, okay? This is why people are questioning what is really going on. And that's what I want to know. Because they're trying to cancel probably the most prolific figure in the Chicano movement, okay? And when I started Chicano Tube here 2.5 years ago, it was to advance the people. And Cesar Chavez is all over the country because his reach didn't just reach the Southwest. The farm workers didn't just go from Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Nuevo Mexico, and Aztlán, Califas. It didn't just go there. It went nationwide. Nationwide, Cesar Chavez had an influence on the people. I'm from Salinas, California. If you're new to the channel, maybe you didn't know. Subscribe to the channel too, cabrones, if you like this. I'm from Salinas, California. Salinas, California, Monterey County, el condado de Monterrey, and the Central Valley, with Cesar Chavez hailed out of Delano, are the two regions with the most farm workers in the entire country. That's a fact. That's a fact. Okay. And so if anyone can speak on this, I think I got a little bit of leeway. I think I got a little bit of room to speak on this because we've got here in Salinas murals blasted all over the place of Cesar Chavez. We've got huelga birds all over the place. And what do we say in Salas? What's the bird? What's the word? Huelga bird? Huelga birds all over the place. But in 48 hours, maybe it was on the 18th, right? Maybe 72. They're already talking about taking statues down? What's up with that? And La Raza, the brown people, are getting played like puppets. We don't even know if these things are true. Who are you going to believe? A newspaper? Oh, man. Fuck. Shit. Oh, man. Let's go with the facts, man. Let's go with the facts. I appreciate everyone in the comment section. That one girl, Melly, Everlasting Base, Manny Boy Aslan. Gente, 831-240-4328. I want to hear your opinion tonight. Give me a call. Let me know what you think. Again, I want to set a foundation down right now for the La Raza. I need to. I feel I need to. Because you got one of the most pioneer individuals in the Chicano movement, and they're shitting on him in 72 hours. And La Raza is over here talking about, well, what if it was your daughter? Well, yeah, I know. But do you know it to be true? Well, Dolores Huerta said it. We're going to get to that because I absolutely respect Dolores Huerta and everything she's doing. But tonight I want to talk about the facts, okay? So there was an article, okay, that was put out there, and it was stating allegations against against Cesar Chavez. My bad. And these allegations said this. This is the first one.
Connected.
The very first article. It said him, the United Farm Workers, and Dolores Huerta. All three, it mentioned, are getting accused. Not just Cesar Chavez.
Call from.
Estilo Delfino, con gusto.
To accept, press 1.
Estilo Delfino, you're live on Chicano Street, carnal. What you got to say?
Hey, cúbele, Chicano, too, and everybody out there,
man. Buenas noches.
Buenos días, man, and buenas noches over here from Washington.
Órale, let me know your thoughts, carnal, que esta cosa está caliente.
Mira, man, this is crazy, man. Born in Stockton. I can't do this, man. I cannot support this. I cannot even fathom the way that they would allow them to take this away from us. We only have so many people up there. ¿Me entiendes?
Sí. Yeah, exactly.
This is la sangre ardiente, man. Listen, he did a lot of things. Born in Yuma, Arizona. Did a lot of things in 62. Brother, it feels like they just touched Rosa Parks' family, and they're trying to demolish Malcolm X.
What about, why is it just the brown man that gets canceled in 48, 72 hours? Well, what about Martin Luther King? He had allegations.
Because at the moment in time, the next 40 years are supposed to be ours. And if the next 40 years are supposed to be ours, because our blood is all over this country, there's no other choice but to divide and conquer. Separation. ¿Qué no?
Sí. No, I absolutely get it. Estilo Delfino. Should we be so quick to act when they're only at the allegation stage of everything?
Well, you are very quick, but at the same time, just like you said, within 48 hours, they would just take something down without looking into it. It's too much, carnal. It's too much, man. It's way too much. The next 40 years are ours, and they know it is. So to let some guys go ahead and call the shots for us, that ain't right, homie. Tú sabes que sí, yo conozco, my family came, obradores y todo, man. Saludos for Zacatecas and all them. But Chicano Tube, I commend you, carnal, for taking this platform. I don't like to talk too much on this thing, but arde la sangre with this thing right here, man. We only got so many people we can teach our people. Our people are locked up. Look at the percentages, how much we got up there inside the facilities. My own carnal, my own family's in there. And they're going to take that away from us. Aquí paro y nunca voy a doblar.
I feel you. You're as mad as I am, carnal. Puro pa adelante, man. I appreciate the call, Estilo Delfino. I know you're pocas palabras.
I appreciate the tattoo you got in front of you, man, carnal. Show them feathers proudly, carnal, because we will flock. We will flock up, down, left, right. Aquí para Estilo Delfino. Thank you, Chicano Tube.
Ándale.
Thank you, and I'm listening.
Buenas
Thank
tardes.
you, Stockton and Compton, man. Arre.
Ándale. Arre, puro adelante. That was a great call from Washington. Estilo Delfino, he's pissed, as we should be. You don't hear nothing about anyone else trying to get canceled, but all of a sudden, they're trying to take the brown man away? Chale with that. I'm fucking pissed. If you could feel me, pinche frente está caliente, like, I gotta calm down, man. I gotta calm down. But we're gonna talk the facts. Dolores Huerta made her video and a statement to the New York Times only. Let's talk the facts, gente. Let's talk the facts. Only the facts. Dolores Huerta went ahead and reacted to a newspaper article that said Cesar Chavez, the United Farm Workers, and Dolores Huerta. Again, I don't know none of this to be true. I don't. They said all three of them, Cesar Chavez, United Farm Workers, and they said Dolores Huerta, all three accused of allegations. All three. So the way it looks, I could be wrong because I don't know. No soy Dios, ni modo que estoy ahí in the same room con todo pasando. I say this. I said only God knows what's going on and people that have first-hand knowledge. The people that are in a pinche cuarto right there. Okay? They're going after them with these allegations. So to me, I don't know. It could be wrong. I'm just going to put it out there. I could be wrong. But it seems like she made a statement. Again, I don't know if it happened or not. I really don't. But it seemed like her statement, and we're going to get to some of the comments because you're like, oh, Cesar Chavez called people wetbacks and wetbacks. We'll get to those comments. We don't duck and dodge nada por acá, güey. Imagínate un pinche chicano teniendo miedo, güey. ¿Miedo de qué, güey? ¿Miedo de qué? We'll get to the comments about wetbacks and we'll get to all that shit. Hold on. I'm building this shit up. It seems like she responded for what could have came out to light later, which could have been bad damage control. Remember, she was in the first article. Cesar Chavez, United Farm Workers, and Dolores Huerta. All of them, they're throwing allegations at all of them. Some people get it twisted. In the last 72 hours, I haven't seen anyone talk about that. I only seen people talk about Cesar Chavez, Cesar Chavez, Cesar Chavez. Trying to take away one of the pioneers. Trying to just shit on our whole movement and everything that we got going on. Again, I'm not talking about the activity, the sexual activity. That's different stuff. Because there's been a lot of immoral people in their personal life, immoral a la chingada.
_831 subscribe to the channel.
Gracias to the new subscriber. In history, there's been a lot of people, okay, influential in, let's say, the Mexican culture. Okay, I know we're talking about Chicano culture, but, you know, Mexican culture, ¿verdad? Like, let's say, I mean, not a community activist or something like that, but Pancho Villa. Let's say Pancho Villa. Emiliano Zapata. The brown people are so quick to cancel someone, it would not surprise me if the gullible, easy pump-up case, weak, no spine raza, if an article comes out tomorrow and shits on Pancho Villa. Oh, did you know what Pancho Villa did over here? Do you know what Pancho Villa did over there? Do you know what Pancho Villa did? Led a pinche revolution and helped the Mexican people. against politicians, bad policies, tyranny. That's what he did. But do I know his personal life? I don't know his personal life. Do you know anyone that's walking on water? The only people that I know that have ever walked on water, 2 people in this entire pinche mundo, Jesus and Peter. No one else has walked on water. And Peter only gave a couple steps and then he lost faith. He se cayó la chingada and then they had to pick him up. So let's separate tonight the morality, the personal life, the people trying to be role models from the work the raza has been doing and what they're trying to do, cancel it in about 72 hours, which I'm pissed, man. Super pissed. So she does this statement now, a long article. I believe it's over here. Let me see. Dolores Huerta said right here, the New York Times. Again, remember, you think this is the first article? This is not the first article that came out. This is a response to a previous article that named Cesar Chavez, the United Farm Workers, and Dolores Huerta having allegations. Allegations.
At Carlos Ceballos-VS became a member.
That's right, Carlos Ceballos. I appreciate you, cabrón. Gracias for joining the members only. You get exclusive emojis. Your comments get highlighted y todo eso, man. I appreciate you, man. Gracias, Carlos. This is a response. So to me, it looks like damage control from something that could be coming down the pipe. I don't know. But people are so quick. Well, this is what Dolores Huerta said. Okay, but where's the rest of the story? There's your side, there's that side, and there's the truth. Where's the truth? Oh, again, if this is just a gender identity thing, you're on this level, acá. You're playing checkers. This is not a gender thing. This is not male or female. This is, in the United States, they call it due process. Where's the due process? Where's the due process? Could this be, I'm going to take this one off the screen. I got more to say. Shit, man. Where's the due process? Why is it in our pinche bloodline, we're real quick to take out the other brown man? And what about the rest of the babosos? Ain't no one talking about canceling anyone else. But a lot of these pinchy influencers on Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, already in 72 hours without even knowing it to be true, already shitting on him. We're going to call these cabrones out tonight, too. I'm not talking about the media outlets.
Carlos Ceballos subscribed to the channel.
That's right. That's right. Gracias to the new subscriber. I'm not talking about the media outlets, okay? I'm not talking about the media outlets. The media outlets are going to report the news, okay? And hopefully unbiasedly, because the rest of the pinchy media is biased, 1,000%, right? It's like, it depends who the president votes for of that pinchy company, of that media outlet. It depends what kind of news they're going to give you. And it's sad to say, but the news is not the news no more, okay? Let's just keep that a buck right there.
At machete_408 became a member. At machete_408 celebrates 26 months of membership. This too shall pass. Dios familia y cultura. Forever forward.
That's right. That's right. Exactly what Estilo Delfino said. He said, vamos a ir puro pa adelante. We're not going to go back. But I'm pissed. Machete, carnal. I'm fucking pissed, bro. They want to start talking about removing statues already? What do you mean removing statues? We don't even have the evidence. But we have Dolores Huerta who said something, right? We're going to get to that right now. I'm going to read her statement right now, but I want to preface it by stating the facts. Could this be possible damage control for other things that were going to come out in the future? So all of a sudden, Dolores Huerta, she made a statement to the New York Times, and now she's painting herself as the victim and at the same time a hero. Because when you do that, paint yourself as a victim and as a hero, it deflects from the truth. Right? Or am I wrong? Paint yourself as the victim, and no one else will dig any further in your closet. They'll just keep it there. I'm the victim and I'm the hero. Again, I'm going to say this again. I don't know why I feel I need to say this, because you guys might not know where I'm coming from. This is not a gender thing. This is what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And since this is Chicano Tube on YouTube, we represent La Raza and we represent them correctly. We're not one of these washed up cholos over here acting tough, acting bad. We're not one of these washed up YouTube channels that are talking about other vatos and other vatos and other vatos. Not chale street with that. Chale. This right here, this topic right here boils my blood, man. And I only want to talk about the facts. So she made this statement. Now let's go ahead and add it.
Connecting.
Call from.
That Mexican Velma.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Mi amiga, that Mexican Velma, you're live on Chicano Tube. Amiga, I really wanted to hear your insight on this. What do you have to say?
Okay, so it's that Mexican Velma.
Absolutely.
So, está pesado esto. Está pesado. And I'm not going to say like no.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the victim. Because, I mean, when you say something like that, o sea, es algo que la chingada, te cae el 20. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there are people who will come out with things to cover for, like, I'm not saying it didn't happen.
Lil Mafia subscribe to the channel.
See.
But what I am here is,
B Queen subscribe to the channel.
how could you have gone so far with this man's name, took in money for what you needed because of a movement, but yet, because of a movement, you gave kids, apparently, hypothetically, you know, in another world, porque dicen que tuvo y que no tuvo y que sí tuvo y todo eso.
Yep.
Now, at the behest of a movement, you give up your children.
Mm.
She might have done big things, but the children she had.
Mm.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like at this point, because mothers who have sons now have to like think like, what if that would have been my son?
Mm. Yeah.
What if this actually didn't happen? But if it did, siempre hay tres lados. Los dos personas y Dios.
Mm. Amiga, should we be looking, does that matter? Does having married multiple times, 2 children, 5 children, 2 children, 4 children, does that matter to you? Does that look like a pattern to you? Does that matter at all?
Being married and then having children, y luego, are you talking about her being with her, like with his brother?
I'm talking about if these allegations are true and she was raped, okay? The first child came 1 year. The next child with him came 6 years later. And then the year after that second child came, she got with el hermano and then had 4 with el hermano. Does that make sense for a victim of grape? Does she want to be around that person or that person's family or get engaged with her brother and have children with them if she truly got graped?
You would want to be far away, I'm sure, from the person if you're trying to heal. Now that right there, ay, ¿quién eres tú para decir? Yo no soy nadie, for sure. But logically, I think I would want to heal emotionally. Does that make sense?
No, it makes a lot of sense. So this...
Now, Dolores is a very strong woman for doing what she did. I'm not going to put away what she did. Although, if she came out and they were saying that she did something, other people might speculate that, hey, maybe she's trying to cover herself for something that might come out, or I don't know. And the reason why I say I don't know is because I don't know. These are all opinions. But at the same time, we can formulate a guess because it's been so long.
So what does your gut tell you and what does your intuition tell you about this whole thing?
The truth will come out. The truth always comes to light.
That's right, mi amiga. I appreciate the phone call. Gracias for calling in, amiga. Dios te bendiga. Have a blessed weekend.
You too. God bless y'all. Thank you.
Ándale, cuídate mucho. Talk soon. Bye. Do me a favor, gente. Go and follow that Mexican Velma. Es una amiga que no tiene pelos en la lengua. Absolutely not. She's all over the place. She's on Instagram. She's on TikTok, YouTube. I think YouTube, but for sure Instagram and TikTok where I follow her. She's not going to hold anything back. And we didn't talk about the politic aspect of it, but I'm going to get to that tonight. We're going to talk about the political aspect of it.
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Caller, you're live on Chicano Tube. What you got to say?
Again, I just want to talk about, one of the reasons why the Raza is not united.
Dime.
I think because it's so mixed, so diverse that it's hard to be one, you know what I mean? Because everyone has their own agenda. What do you think about that?
It's true. They've been trying to suck us into all these brown versus brown traps. One of them is red and blue, Democrats, Republicans. All of a sudden, everyone's asking, who did you vote for? Who did you vote for? I come from a time where no one gave a shit about who you voted for and politics. But I've been telling the Raza, that's just another trap to further divide the people. And if you go back to antiquity, before the Spanish got here, we're always at each other's necks, always at each other's throats. But damn, I mean, it seems like the people, that wanted to help Cortez take the Mexica out, that's the fucking raza that remains now on the fucking planet. Weak, spineless, without backbone, and quick to go against your brown brother.
Exactly, because, there's like Latino, there's Hispanic, all that mix. That's what makes us get confused. You don't know where to go besides just staying with your own family. You know what I mean? Your own. That's all you got. I mean, other than that, there's really no community compared like with the black community.
Yeah,
they're very more united, I feel.
How much of the raza did you see out in las marchas in the middle of the street, putting their fists up, backing up the Moreno, the black, the Africano community? But then when it comes to a brown man, ready to tear him down and erase his legacy in 72 hours. I mean, come on now.
Exactly.
That's right, caller. No, I appreciate the call, man.
But this is good that you're doing this. This is good. I support your podcast, and this is good to help La Raza communicate.
Absolutely. We want to have everyone have a seat at the table. Anyone that's mature enough to have a conversation, you're going to be full of emotions and start spitting and yelling. And if you can't have a level-headed, intelligent conversation, then no, don't come and sit at the table. But these are the hard conversations that we need to have in order to advance. If not, we're stuck.
Yes, sir. You're a leader. I appreciate you.
Ándale, I appreciate the call. Gracias, cabrón.
Gracias.
Ándale, buen fin de semana. Bye. Maybe, okay, we're trying to get to Dolores Huerta's statement. I think it's a good time to go ahead and get to it right now. If someone else calls, it's fine. I just want to read it, and you can keep calling. It's okay. Everyone is probably just like me. Everyone's heated. Everyone is pissed off, and I'm who am I pissed off at? I'm pissed off at La Raza, the ones that have no backbone, no spine, that all of a sudden, like Luis Alejo, este cabrón, one of the Monterey County supervisors already, let's cancel it, let's change the day, let's remove the statue. Cabrón, whatever happened to due process? Whatever happened to due process? Innocent till proven guilty, at least in this country, the last time I checked. But people are taking Dolores Huerta, which again, I'm not taking anything away from her, not at all. Very powerful, influential Chicana who I highly respect. But just something's up, man. Something is not adding up. It's not. Let's read her statement. This is coming from the New York Times. The Times spoke at length with Ms. Huerta, the renowned Latina activist who helped run the Farm Workers Union with Mr. Chavez and coined the social justice rallying cry, Si se puede, loosely translated, yes, we can. She said she has held on to a dark secret for nearly 60 years. Again, context. I don't want to digress. She's reacting to a previous article that mentioned Cesar Chavez, United Farm Workers, and her, all three tied to S allegations. All three, not one, all three. So I want to give that context to you guys. That way you guys can see, does this sound like it was a chess move that needed to be done to trump all of everyone's opinion, newspaper articles and videos that could have came out later if something was true? Because, I mean, obviously, as a vice president, and of course, in those times, you know, men being machistas a la chingada, it would have been real easy for her as a woman to become complicit. To become complicit with the activities of an organization that is growing so rapidly, that is getting so much political power across the nation. It would have been very easy for Dolores Huerta to become complicit and just go along with it. And maybe she saw some things that shouldn't have happened. I don't know. But because of that article, 60 years later, she says this. She says she has held on to a dark secret for nearly, I want to make sure you're seeing it. Oh, yeah, you're seeing it. Should I put it like this? There you go. She has held on to a dark secret for nearly 60 years. One night during the winter 1966 in Delano, in Califas, she said Mr. Chavez drove her out to a secluded grape field, parked and graped her inside the vehicle. That's fucking bad. Okay, that there is no downplaying this at all. This is not a joke. We're not laughing on this episode. This is nothing funny. There's nothing funny about this. They're trying to attack our culture, shit on it, bury it. And if we let this slide as a raza, who's next? Who is next? And the worst thing about it, without any kind of due process, is all the raza is jumping on the internet. Absolutely, a la chingada, take the statues down, erase everything. Without knowing the truth? How do you jump like that without knowing the full truth? How do you do that? You can't be that weak, can you? Again, this is bad, what she's saying. But is she really saying this? Is a 95, she's about to turn 96 on April 10th, is a 95 20-year-old, generally speaking, come out this late stage in her life and pull something out like this? I'm pretty certain she doesn't run her Instagram. That's not her doing all these posts on her Instagram. And I'm pretty certain some of this stuff is scripted. Pretty certain. Miss Huerta, gracias, Irony Fisticuffs. I appreciate that super chat, cabrón. Gracias, man. I appreciate you.
Connecting.
Miss Huerta, who was 36 at the time, said she chose not to report el asalto to the one time because of their hostility toward the movement, which I get.
Call from.
Estilo Delfino, once again, por favor.
To accept, press 1.
Hey, carnal Estilo Delfino, what you got to say?
Hey, once again, man, I appreciate your show. I appreciate the message you're saying. But I got to remind the people,
Dale gas.
this is, again, another separation, carnal. And let's not forget, what you just said right now is crucial for our gente. It's very crucial.
Yeah, if we let this slide, you mean that it won't stop?
Frank Mora
It won't
subscribed
stop.
to the
It
channel.
won't stop. They try to do the same thing for our other brown brothers, aka our African carnales, and that's a whole subject. Whether they were slaves, whether they were brought over in a boat or not, but I believe we're all native. Todos igual. Pero mira, los
Dime.
Mexicanos. So all those people are saying that Cesar Chavez never liked Mexicanos. I'm gonna tell you right now, Cesar Chavez never liked lazy people that did not want to provide for their own gente. He did not want people that would backstab and trade. So if you're against backstabbers and people that would trade your own people, remember this: the Romans, they lived upon barbarian statues and they lived upon trading. They never lived about what's inside our soul. We are the only raza that have damn, like it's just too it's
Yeah,
too
I know.
deep.
I know. It hurts. I feel you. I can feel you just in your voice, cabron. It's you're so hot that it's hard to even put words together. But I'm gonna keep pushing this, and hopefully the raza wakes up and gets it, because they're already going at each other's throats on the internet, and it's this might be the objective of this whole thing.
Absolutely. So I got a brother, two brothers out there. I got multiple. I got thousands of brothers out there still locked up in the pinta. And the point is, this cannot separate us, because there's only so many people out there that led the way. And he loved Mexicanos, but he did not love lazy people that submit. He did not love lazy people that would submit to the American culture. It's a capitalism state. Y si no reconocen eso, pues, hey, here we go, man. That's another level, man. There's levels to this stuff, Chicano Tube. So thank you again for accepting my phone call. And I appreciate everybody out there. But believe me, Cesar Chavez did not hate Mexicanos. He just wanted the good breed, the ones that's taking over.
Gracias, carnal. Appreciate the call back.
Así es.
Ándale, cuídate. Bye. And Estilo Delfino, he's heated, man. He's heated. Because you could already see the people on the internet going after each other already. Well, she's a woman. Well, this. Well, you don't know the. Well, well, it's never too late to come out. Well, absolutely, it's never too late to tell the truth. Absolutely, it's never too late. But something doesn't add up, man. It just doesn't add up inside this case. And with all the raza going after, yes, they're all divided and going after each other. Hey, calma tu pedo, güey. Calma tu pinche pedo. You're falling right into the trap. But no one's talking about canceling Bill Clinton. Pinche President Bill Clinton
Connect.
has real life survivors right now. Ese pinche way has museums named after him. He has a lot of shit named after him. He's a powerful politician. But no one's talking about canceling him? But want to cancel Cesar Chavez? Chale Street.
Call from.
Raymond.
To accept, press.
Caller, you're live on Chicano 2. What you got to say?
Hey, Mikey, I'm calling in as a Salinas local.
That's right.
I was
hometown.
raised here in the Salinas Valley, the Alisa area, and I've seen firsthand how this community is built on the backs of hardworking farm worker families. You know, most of them Rasta. So I'm speaking from a place of lived experience, you know, being from this area. But I think on the issues of these allegations against Chavez, I think people need to slow down. You know, a lot of this feels reactionary. Allegations coming out decades later without clear evidence being presented publicly should be looked at carefully. You know, I think if there was real proof, then nobody is above accountability. Obviously, if those allegations are true, then the man has everything, you know, coming towards him. But accusations alone shouldn't be enough to erase somebody's legacy overnight, like you mentioned, you know, 72 hours. I think what concerns me, though, is how quickly people are willing to turn their backs on somebody who played such a major role in improving some of the conditions for the farm workers, you know?
That part.
And I think just to kind of remind people of what Chavez did, he co-founded the USW. He led Delano grape strikes. He promoted nonviolence, which was inspired by Gandhi. He secured labor contracts, improving wages for all the farm workers. He opposed the illegal strike breakers. He used fasting as a protesting strategy. And he did a lot of things. You know, the pesticides that they were using against the people back in the day, he was one of the pioneers to have them stop using those against the people, you know? So I think now people, they reacted too fast, you know? And I think that we have to be careful about how quickly public opinion gets shaped by media narratives. You know, a lot of people form strong opinions before all the facts are ever known. You know, like you mentioned earlier, what happened to being innocent until proven guilty? You know, all of that went out the window real quick.
That part.
This whole situation, you mentioned about George Floyd. I remember people were saying that he was innocent and this and that, and people were fighting for him. And what happened to the Raza? Why isn't the Raza standing up and saying, hey, this man's innocent himself? You know, we got to get the facts first. We got to get the concrete evidence. But right away, the people just turned their back and started saying, oh, yeah, well, they started covering up the statues. We're going to be renaming parks, renaming the schools. It's like, what happened? You know, you think about what happened during COVID. When they came out with the vaccine, everything was safe and effective. That's all you heard on the media. 24 hours a day. The vaccine is safe and effective, safe and effective. And today what happened? They took it off of the recommended vaccine schedule. And now there's no side effects related to heart problems because of the vaccine.
Nobody cancelling MLK,
You know?
etc. because our street code doesn't defend them regardless if
My
guilty
bad,
or
Carnal.
not.
Hold on one
That's
second.
why he's being cancelled fast.
Okay, yeah. If someone gave a super chat and it reads it out loud. No, absolutely. Hey, you're from here. We have a Cesar Chavez Park right behind the fruit stand. We have murals on every single bridge. This hits us close to home. And it goes wider than that because, like I said, this is the most prolific pioneer figure in the Chicano movement. And the own brown people are ready to wipe them away and cancel. You know who I'm mad at, carnal? I'm mad at Supervisor Luis Alejo that sits on the Monterey County.
Yeah, that guy's something else.
He
wanted to build that arch, $100,000 for that LSL arch. And all for what? For him? He was doing it for himself, for his ego. What has he done for the Raza? He's just up and down the politics, being from assembly to supervisor. You know, when I remember I tried to send him a message on Twitter about when he got his DUI a couple years ago. And I came at him respectfully. And what happened? The Vato blocked me. And I was like, wait, what's going on, man? You know, you're over here. You're supposed to be a public figure. And you're over here drinking and driving. What does that show to the people? You know, you have a lot of youngsters that want to get into politics that go over there and they sit in for the day and they want to see how, you know, the politics run and everything. And this guy's over here drinking and driving. But yeah, when you try to go and talk to him about it, but, he doesn't want to hear it.
Yeah, he put out on his public Facebook, well, I'm making a motion to cancel this, change the street, change the park, change. And I'm like, but wait a second. Something doesn't add up, man. It just doesn't. And I'm going to go over Dolores Huerta's timeline right now of everything, of activities. And I'm going to go over a couple other things, marital and children and other stuff. That way the people, because if this was a courtroom and Cesar Chavez was alive today, they'd be asking the same questions. They wouldn't hang him. They would be like, oh, wait a second. Let's put all the facts out there. But no, the raza in 72 hours. I stand for women. I stand for women too. But I want to know the truth. Yeah. Whether you're a woman or a man,
my
biggest
concern for me is the pattern that we're creating. If every historical figure gets judged only by modern standards without context, where does it stop? Who's going to be next? MLK? Malcolm X? Are we going to keep going down the list of civil rights leaders and start tearing everybody down? At some point, we have to ask whether we're trying to understand history or just erase it. I think at the end of the day, our community should be strong enough to have patience and demand facts before judgment. We shouldn't be so quick to divide ourselves or turn on our own without clear evidence. If the facts come out and they're proven, then deal with that reality honestly. But until then, we shouldn't be so quick to abandon the history and progress that meant so much to so many families, especially here in the Salinas Valley. That's just my perspective as somebody who grew up here and understands that the movement meant what the movement meant to people like us. My grandpa was a lechuguero for 20 years.
Absolutely.
Cutting that lettuce here in the valley. So it hits home. It hits home for people like us.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hey, I appreciate the call, man. Stay tuned, carnal. It's not over. We're going to go about another half an hour.
Okay, appreciate the call. Thank you.
Ándale. Cuídate.
Bye.
I'm telling you, man. It hits Salinas just like it would hit the Central Valley. It's closer to home here. And I get it, gente. It's like the Estilo Delfino said. He's part of more than just these two valles right here. He went his part of La Cultura is just huge. I mean, come on, he's blasted all over murals. He's actually blasted on people's bodies, huelga birds and all this other stuff. Again, not the north and south stuff, the huelga bird and what it means. The huelga bird means stop and resistance when it came to the unfairness and inequality of what was happening to La Raza. Again, mostly Chicanos, right? Mostly Chicanos. Let's talk about the wetback thing. Because I see a couple comments going crazy. Wetback. And they're saying, don't avoid it. We're not avoiding nothing. Look, listen, man. Listen. He came out on a national TV interview, right? And he's throwing the word around, wetback here and wetback there and other stuff, right? This was how long ago? Decades ago, right? Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it wrong. But the problem is, here's the problem. The problem is you want to look at that through a 2026 cancel culture lens. That's the problem. You want to look at him saying, oh, wetbacks or whatever, through a 2026 cancel culture lens instead of thinking, well, wait a second. He said that a long time ago. Does it make it right? Does it make it wrong? I'll leave that up to you, cabrones. You guys be the judge of that, not me. And when he said it at that time, okay, different time, right? Different time. When he said it at that time, no uproar at that time. Again, does it make it right or wrong? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying you're looking at it through the wrong lens. So he said wetback. So because he said that a long time ago that he wasn't for the people, what speaks louder, actions or words? His actions were advancing the people forward. His actions were getting equality of pay to the people. I remember at some of my properties, okay, one in particular is a tax credit property because I pay too much in taxes, cabrones. 220 units, all of them campesinos. They would all apply on their applications and they would all put position, title, work, lechuga. lechuga, all of them farm workers, right? All of them. And they would work 80 hours a week, 60 hours a week. Their bi-weekly pay stubs were like 100 hours. And they would get no overtime. Flat rate. It didn't matter how many hours they worked. It was unequal. And you got a man like Cesar Chavez that came along and pushed the raza forward. Pushing them forward. Advancement. That's what we're doing here on Chicano Tube. Advancement. We don't roll like we rolled in the 60s. We can't go back and roll like that. Okay? I seen the Brown Berets put out a statement. Not trying to shit on the Brown Berets, and I'm not even going to say which segment it is because they got a lot of chapters. And they're doing the same thing. This chapter of who I follow on Instagram.
Call from
Danny.
And they're
to accept,
saying,
press 1.
we
To
stand
send
with
a voicemail,
Dolores.
press 2.
But we don't know the facts. Caller, you're live on
Hello.
Chicano Tube. What you got to say?
I gotta say that she's motherfucking clout chasing.
Dime.
Hey, I told my mom, hey, what do you think? What do you think about Dolores Huerta? And she goes, es que ya está vieja y no sabe lo que dice. Está delusional.
So, do you believe her story?
Believe her story?
Yes. Do you believe it?
I think she's clout chasing, honestly.
Mm.
Her having kids with her brother and kids with another vato and another vato. It reminds me of a girl that I used to date at Walmart.
Some people are saying
That
the
she used to collect child support
1960s.
from everybody.
Some people are saying 1960s J-Lo. Que gacho. No, again.
Hey, but then again, look at we're all Chicanos, bro. We're all Chicanos, and we gotta listen to a woman's perspective and what she's saying.
Sí,
But
I agree.
I think ella está más vieja que mi carrucha, güey.
But I want to get to the
And she
truth.
don't know what she's saying, like my mom said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why all of a sudden, why didn't she say this when the movie came out?
Mm.
And she wanted the fame.
She went to his funeral.
And the word wetback, bro,
Dime.
I'm used to it. It's like nigga, bro. Hey, what's up, my nigga? Hey, what's up, my wetback? Hey, that ain't shit no more, bro. That was in the 80s and 90s when people used to get hurt, bro. Nowadays, I don't give a shit if you call me a wetback, bro. You know what I mean? Hey, but I'm not a wetback. Only when it rains, cabrón.
Ed Thessalina said super chatted $4.99. Dolores profited and became a legend next to
You're making me
JCC,
laugh, and I said I
yet
wasn't
never
going to
came
laugh,
forward
way. I
until
said
she
it's
was
not a funny
accused
topic,
decades
and you're making me
later.
laugh,
The reason for
cabron.
the divide
Hey, I
only
appreciate
God
the call,
knows.
cabron.
Hey, it's not a funny topic, dispensa, but that's the way I see it, bro. And if it's true, hey, dispensa, you know, if it's true, dispensa, but you know, there's also a lot of liars, bro. A lot of people that Me Too movement, y la chingada, the girl power bullshit, you know what I mean? There's been people that have been accused of shit, bro, that I believe they're innocent, but they get that girl power. You know what I mean? That's all I got to say, brother. But respect to the women, more power to the women, and respect to all my Chicano brothers out there. I'm out. Late.
Ándale, cuídate. God bless. Bye. Let me read that super chat. My bad. You guys, if you guys are calling in, someone subscribes, someone drops a super chat, stuff like that. It reads it out loud. This pinchy new software that I got. So Dolores profited and became legend next to JCC, yet never came forward until she was accused decades later. Is the reason for the divide, pero only God knows.
From
One.
to accept, press 1.
Caller, you're live on Chicano Tube. What you got to say?
Hey, this is Juan from the Bay Area.
Dime.
I just want to say she had more than one baby dad.
Right. There's 4.
Correct?
Yeah, there's 4. There's 4.
Yeah, and then how many kids did she have with Cesar Chavez?
So she had 2, then she had 5, and then now it came to light. This is, again, we don't know it to be true. We haven't seen the kids. We don't have a DNA test. We don't know nothing, but everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. She said she had 2 with Cesar and then 4 with the brother. So 2, 5, 2, 4.
How long has that Cesar Chavez been dead?
1993, 33 years.
All of a sudden, right?
I mean, that's just part of the equation. I'm saying the same thing. All of a sudden, when a newspaper article, maybe she's trying to cut off something from coming out of her closet. But again, I don't know. I gotta give a disclaimer. I don't know. But why at 95, turning 96 in 2 weeks, does this have to come out?
I mean, you tell me.
Dime.
30-some years since he's been dead?
Well, 1993.
Don't make sense, right?
If and again, I'm not a lady. I had that Mexican Velma on here right now, and that's why I wanted to ask her, if you got raped by a man, would 6 years later you have another baby with him, and then the year after that you would have 4 babies with his brother? This is a man who raped you and caused all kinds of torment and trauma. I'm not a lady, but I don't think that makes sense.
Yeah, this whole thing is kind of suspect, right?
Yeah, it could be a psyop. It could be a distraction. It could also be a political ploy. It could be a money grab. All these things I'm saying allegedly because I don't know. Again, only God knows, and whoever was there in the room, or only they know. But one person that does know, he's already passed away. He's post-mortem. He's already in the grave. So, but someone could say this. Well, if it was your daughter and, it came out later, would you want people to say why now? What would you answer to that?
Hey, all I know is, Tupac, Mike Tyson.
Oh, hell no.
Got convicted.
Jeez Louise.
Come on.
And ain't no one throwing away Tupac CDs, right?
I'm out.
Ándale. Buen fin de semana. Cuídate. So what the last caller said is basically the Africanos would not allow you to cancel Martin Luther King. I'm just saying. Is that true? Imagine you go to the Africano community and you say, let's cancel Martin Luther King a la chingada because Martin Luther King had allegations. Could it be? I'm just throwing this out there. Again, I don't want to get too political, but there's political innuendos all over this thing. Could it be that if Cesar Chavez was alive today, most likely if Cesar Chavez was alive today, he'd be a conservative. And Martin Luther King, most likely, again, hate to ruffle feathers. I just want to speak the facts tonight, gente. Speak the facts. I already told you guys a long time ago. First time I tell a lie on this pinchy channel, I close this shit down. I'm done. I'm gone. I'll go back and fucking cook baseball steaks and drive my kids to their volleyball and baseball games and live the good life if I ever tell a lie on here, man. The Africanos would never allow that, for them to cancel MLK. Do I know if MLK is squeaky clean? I don't know. I doubt it. Pinchy powerful men, could be a woman, but in these instances, these are powerful men on the road all the time. Dolores Huerta said in that New York Times article, he was a powerful man. So I felt like I couldn't say no. I get that. I do get it. That's like being around a powerful politician, powerful celebrity, a powerful person, right? But if it was truly grape, why would 6 years go by and another child you would have with the same individual? Something doesn't make sense. It doesn't. And that the raza so quick, take the pinchy statues down, take the signs off the streets, take the sign off the park, rename everything. I'm calling you out right now because you're the pinchy malinche. You are the traitors. You are the bloodline of them that helped Hernan Cortez take out the Mexica. That's you. You. And a lot of us are falling under that. Well, and even some of the ladies, okay, I'm not knocking the ladies, but some of the ladies, just because she's a woman, we still don't know the facts, but they're saying, well, me too. There's political innuendos all over this thing. I've been saying this already for years, gente. Gracias de Salinas OG. Dolores profited and became a legend, yet never came forward until she was accused decades later is the reason for the divide only God knows. I've been saying this already for 2 years. I don't want to get too political, but the United Farm Workers have turned themselves more, maybe you didn't know this, into a political movement.
Call from.
You want me to explain that?
Estilo Delfino
I
para
will
los
explain
malinches
that.
ahí.
To accept, press 1. To send.
I'll explain that right now. Estilo Delfino, what you got to say?
Mira, men, para los malinches ahí.
Diles.
As I take my ashwagandha before I go to bed, I gotta remind them. Por favor.
Sí, Simón.
Remember, after they shot that man MLK, they dragged that man's name across the dirt. They called him a player. They called him a everything. So let's not forget that.
Exactly. Yes. Great point.
At American Cholo super chatted $10. Power doesn't need strength to
favor.
divide people.
Absolutely.
Just a story that turns
Mikey,
neighbor against neighbor.
You are
and
a
the
great
rest takes care
platform
of
for our
itself.
people. And all I can say is my people have been out here. Thanks for the fields out there in Stockton, California. Shout out to Shout out to French Camp and everybody out there. Las Vegas. God bless my life out here in Washington. Pero mírame.
Dime.
Arde la dente. Pero remember, people. Remember, por favor.
Simón.
If you separate them, they don't know what's going on, man. Es la misma cosa ahí. Es la misma cosa. Look at Machiavelli. Look at the greatest samurais out there. No need to be. You guys can go ahead and study, but por favor, remember who we are. They promised this country to us 10 years ago. They promised this country to us. 40 years is going to be for the Latinos. Whatever that might mean to anybody Latino, but por favor, if they diminish that, we got nothing. We're going to be conflicted. We're going to be confused. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of going into facilities. I'm done with that, man. I lost all my life, all my youngsters' life. All I could shout out to is Stockton and Compton, Chicano too.
Simón.
And doing my best what I can, man. But thank you so much for doing what you're doing tonight, man. Aquí estamos, and everybody remember this. Cesar Chavez Estrada, that
Simón.
man right there,
Simón.
he did not eat nothing but puro sandwiches. He did a hunger strike for us. He did things that people cannot fathom. People cannot do for us.
Gracias, Delfino.
Thank you so much, eh? Thank you so much, eh?
Ándale, cuídate, Bendiciones. Cuídate.
Estamos.
I want to give a shout out to another huge voice. I mean, he's a huge voice for Chicanos, you guys. You guys, you're missing the mark. If you haven't subscribed already to American Cholo, he's right here in the comment section. Do yourself a favor, okay? Do yourself a favor. All my 15,000 subs, go over there to American Cholo. This is one of the channels that I watch every minute of every video. Very informative. Has been for La Raza since day number one, advancing and pushing the people. And not just that, American Cholo is a critical thinker, gente. American Cholo is not an easy pump-up case. He's going to think objectively and lay it all out. This is the conversation that we're having tonight. All I wanted to get to is the facts. Fuck your feelings. Let's talk about the facts. That's what we're talking about tonight. But gracias, American Cholo. He says power doesn't need strength to divide people. Pay attention. Just a story that turns a neighbor against a neighbor, and the rest takes care of itself. That's why I take umbrage that in 72 hours, You want to go ahead and tear things down now, right? In 72 hours, you want to erase someone's complete legacy without knowing the whole truth. In 72 hours, some of us are so gutless and so spineless that we see another brown man, there we go. Easily, quick, jump on him right away, right? And all these other little ways that we try to approach it, right? Oh, it's a woman thing. It's not a woman thing. I have daughters. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? If one of my daughters came up and told me this happened to her, I would believe my daughter. No soy pendejo. Okay? But something doesn't add up and doesn't make sense. Now, I'm going to say this. Because maybe you guys are thinking, oh, Mikey's just United Farm Workers, que huelga birds, and United Farm Workers can do no wrong. No. Chicano Tube is now 2.5 years old, and I've said this already more than once. The United Farm Workers have turned into a political movement. That's the truth. Are they in their glory years anymore? The years of prosperity, the years of peak power? They're not. But Dolores Huerta hasn't lost that power. She's one of the most powerful Chicanas in this country, maybe in the world, right? Because they're not Chicanas everywhere, but in this country for sure. But the United Farm Workers have turned into a political movement. I got to keep it a buck with you, man. You don't believe me? Don't believe me. Go to their Instagram.
Connecting.
When you go to the United Farm Workers Instagram, tell me if all you see is just blue squares. Democrats, blue squares. Again, it's not about red or blue. That's just another trap they want us to fall into.
Call from
Mega Man.
Caller, you are live on Chicano 2. Mega Man's in the house. I appreciate you, cabron. What you got to say?
Man, I'm just like still a little shocked is what is going on for the past 72 hours.
It's unbelievable, right? Unbelievable.
There's one thing that you shouldn't be making allegations if there's no proof, there's no facts, there's no paperwork, there's no lawyers were involved, there's no diary. And for the whole United States to start taking down statues, changing the name, cancel culture, the only thing I can really think of in all this stuff right now is midterms.
Okay. So you're thinking it's a distraction, but this is something that's not going to go away, cabron. They're tossing statues.
Oh,
already.
No, this is never going to go away. This is going to be forever.
I hope not. Wait, shit. I hope
because look at now that we're in the social media world, every day someone's going to post this, someone's going to post that. It's almost like in a way you're not getting a sock in the eye, you're really getting socked in the stomach like 5 times.
Cabrón. So what do you think, man? A psyop, distraction? What do you think? What distraction from what? What? The Middle East?
Well, if anything, that's what's going on in the Middle East. That's another story. But it's just more like you're seeing our country being more collapsed. They want more divide and conquers. What's going on in Iran? What's going on in Cuba? What's going on in Venezuela? What's going on with the California fraud? This is all distractions, like, oh, look at this, look at that. And it's more to the point, who do you blame for all this stuff? What's going on? All these allegations, like, what is all this for? Because it's tearing our cultura down, and it's making us be more like 10 times more divide and conquer, where it's almost like, in a way, it's like, man, to be honest, Mikey, man, this is so wild. I'm very speechless.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And bro, how can we make the raza think critically? Why are we so gullible? Why are we so spineless? Why are we so easy to pump up and just jump on the next brown man without having the facts? I mean, what do you think? What can we do?
Well, in a way, I think really for us to be all together unified,
What's two things that we need to control? And people look at us as they look at black people. We're very emotional, and at the same time, we don't know how to tame our ego.
Damn, it's that part. That part. It's an ego thing.
Every time, it's almost like it's like how you call it, crabs in a bucket. When one person's doing good, we got to bring them down. As one person doing good, we got to bring them down. We always support the people like, oh, you made it. But when that person gets to the top, everyone wants to hate. It's like, what about me? What about that? I'm telling you, it's all emotional. It's all egos. And to be honest, when is our cultura going to grow up?
Do you believe Dolores Huerta's story?
I want to see facts first. Because, this is the thing. Why was she holding on for so many years or so many decades, and why now? How come back then? Was she scared for threats, or why she's doing that now? Because of the cancel culture, and who's really behind her ear?
A lot of people are saying in the comments section, I want to get your answer to this, Mega Man. Well, what if it was your daughter? Would you care how would you feel if people told you about your daughter? Why now?
It could be a lot of things. Was she being threatened? Who knows? We don't know. Only she knows.
That's right, Mega Man.
But at the same time, Mikey, it's like, why now? And the person, Cesar Chavez, he rest in peace to him. He can't even defend himself. So people can put like, oh, this is where it happened. Oh, this. But again, why now?
So to you, I guess in essence, things aren't adding up.
It's not adding up.
Okay.
I want to see facts, because this is the thing. You're like, people, if this is going to be on forever, allegedly.
That's right, Mega Man. I appreciate you.
I want to see facts.
Yeah, I seen the Hater World the other night, and they were trying to get him to talk about Cesar Chavez. Obviously, politics is not really his cup of tea or his lane. And the Hater World just said one thing and didn't even talk about Cesar Chavez. He just says, I just want to see the paperwork.
That's the same thing with me. When I have people talk about it, I want to see paperwork. I want to see where the facts are. I don't know. It's like, you want to believe her at the same time with this whole Me Too movement back in the COVID times. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. I appreciate you and Cali Girl Eats, man. I follow you guys on Instagram. You guys make me hungry, cabron.
Hey, when you come to LA, hit us up like a month of time where you're gonna be over here. We got you.
I appreciate you, man. Mega Man's in the house. Long Beach Social Experiment.
Talk to you guys later. Stay blessed.
Talk soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
This was a post coming out of Bakersfield, which is where Cesar Chavez hails out of, the Eleno, right? And someone sent me this and said, is this damage control with the overnight cancellation of Cesar Chavez? And it seems like it's overnight.
At American Cholo super chatted $10. The daughter argument doesn't work unless you live up to 130 years of age. The facts are there, and they are not as pretty as people believed.
Damn. Straight facts. American Cholo's in the house, man. Another huge voice of La Raza. Do me a favor, man. Subscribe over to American Cholo. Do yourself a favor, man. You want information, you want critical thinking, subscribe to American Cholo, man. He's one of the few voices on this internet that's really trying to advance the people and move forward. There's so many pinche YouTube channels that talk out of their ass and talk about salchichas and vatos and don't try to advance the people at all. That's not American Cholo. But look what he says. The daughter argument doesn't work unless you live up to 130 years of age. The facts are there, and they are not as pretty as people believe. You're right about that, cabron.
Call from.
You ain't been wrong yet.
To accept, press.
Gracias, American Cholo. Gnarly Vato, you're live on Chicano Tube. What you got to say?
What's up? How you doing today?
Hey, buenas tardes, buenas noches.
The last guy, one of the last guys that was saying that this is supposed to be our land, and if we lose control of our chance, we won't have a chance to get it.
Dime. Yep.
Did you kind of catch that, what he said?
I'm trying to listen at the same time. You know, I got a lot of things going on over here, but I didn't. Go ahead and give your statement, cabron. The floor is yours, way.
Well, he had mentioned saying that the Mexicans were trying to get their land back, and this is the only chance to get their foothold. Well, we'll trip out of this, right? I'm from Porterville, and my family actually marched with Chavez.
Okay.
And they met up with Chavez came and met up with them in Porterville.
Go ahead.
You know, so when he died, literally my whole family was crying, dude. I was like, what are they crying for? You know, because it was like a funeral, a death in the family, and I didn't really understand it. You know, but I was for the cause for Raza, and I was even a part of Mecha. I don't know if you ever heard of Mecha.
Sounds familiar. Was one of the coalition or something?
It was like in high school. Yeah, something like that. Well, I was in there, and there. This was about after Chavez died. It was '94, and we went to Fresno. And they had a meeting with all Raza, all in high school, and we came from all over California and met up right there at the university. And but they predicted and said in 30 years they wanted to flood America, the West Coast, with the brown Raza and overtake the Western states.
Yeah,
but I didn't really understand it because I was young, you know.
Of course.
And then I was in a freshman, so I went to jail a sophomore year, and I actually had time to study and read books. And I think I was getting indoctrinated.
Is it true?
You know, so once I went to jail, I started reading American history and Indian, you know, all different, just about America and the South America, Europe, World War II.
Is it true that they buried Cesar Chavez like in a very humble casket? I heard it was like just straight plywood.
Maybe, honestly, bro, they just had a video. They couldn't even get close. There were so many people, but my aunt still got the video of it.
So my question to you is: do you believe Dolores Huertas or not?
No.
Damn.
You know, especially I like everything. We need evidence, bro. And I think they primed us with all this Epstein and the statues before and all this Me Too. And instead of questioning, and then especially everybody worship the women, not to knock the ladies, but we're all trying to protect them, which is fine. But some of them are you know, they're cutthroat.
I get it, man. Porterville's in the casa. I appreciate you, Gnarly Vato. Gracias for the call.
Right on. I appreciate it, man. Be safe out there.
Ándale, cuídate. God bless. Bye.
Call from
Serena Powers.
Caller, you are live on Chicano Tube. Miss Karina Chairwoman is in the house. Amiga, I want to get your insight on this whole situation. Let me know what your thoughts are and what you think.
Well, you know, I founded Latinos for Medical Freedom, and I've done a lot of grassroots work for years now. And I'm a mother of 5, and I've done a lot of grassroots, and I bring my children along with me. So I find it so hard to relate with Dolores Huerta and to kind of hear her story of how she just abandoned her children to pursue grassroots movement and to see her, you know, I understand that there was a passion But at the same time, you have to carry those values of the integrity of being a mom and having so many children. And I'm speaking of, I have 5 myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still in the game. We work together on several steps here on a local level and on a state level. And hearing everything that she's pretty much now stating and waited so long. So I'm going to share a personal experience.
Absolutely.
From when I went to go speak with her with Latinos for Medical Freedom and reached out to her in regards to, supporting what we were doing. We were fighting for, the mandate on the vaccinations long before the COVID. And when we met up with her, everything that she was discussing with us was about to be analyzed with the legislator. So she was calling Sacramento every single time to see if it was okay for her to do what she was going to do with us or pursue anything with us in our organization. So she was no longer, in that moment, we realized that she was no longer representing the people. She was working for Sacramento. She was doing what Sacramento was telling her to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this was back in 2019, 2018.
Okay.
So she wasn't representing for herself, like as what we do. We're critical thinkers. We know our people. We know our raza. We understand, and so we do strategy and we make the best that we can to lead our people in the right path. Whereas she's leaning on legislators, and so that was very concerning for us to see at that moment. And we weren't so sold on wanting to be an ally with her at that moment because she was no longer a true representation for the people.
So what do you think about this story? Does
for
this
what's
story
happening
make
right
sense?
now,
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel that it's strategically timed at this moment. And I think you and I talked about it.
Al the Pal subscribe
Yep.
to the channel.
Yeah, we have. Do you think something is up with the story? Do you think everything adds up what she's saying, or do you think there's political innuendos? Do you think there's puppet masters? Well, I don't know the truth. I can't put my hand on a Bible and say I know the truth, but you're very educated and you're very intelligent, amiga. I want to see if this adds up to you.
No, it doesn't add up to me, to be honest with you. And watching interviews from people in the political arena jump on immediately without questioning to pretty much cancel us as Latinos. And here's the reason why, from my perspective. Here in California, we're the largest group. And we're a force to be reckoned. And if they manage to dismantle us, to break us up, to create confusion, we're easily manipulated. And that's exactly what they've been doing for years. They've been trying to dismantle us because we're growing. We're growing in numbers. We're becoming critical thinkers. And they're like, let's confuse them more further so that they can not join together and become a greater force to fight back.
I mean, if this was a test by whoever's pulling the strings, the puppet master, I think it just proved that they could dismantle us in 72 hours if we don't critically think and unite.
Exactly. And so what struck me so odd
Dime.
was this interview that I saw with Newsom and his wife. And they immediately started crying and they immediately got all emotional. And Newsom even stated that they're really close friends and they talk almost every day. That's a big old red flag. Because then that's telling you that they're in Newsom's ear or vice versa.
Yeah, well, when we know.
And they should be working for the people. They should be in the neighborhoods. They should be talking to the campesinos. They should be, mobilizing the people. That's who they should be working with, not directly with Sacramento.
So you think this is some kind of ploy to make her a victim and a hero? Do you think it's like, hey, let me just take over the foundations? It's a power grab, or what's your gut telling you?
Well, because there were several opportunities for her to come out. You know, there's strong rumors that the daughters that she abandoned with family, according to her, but she abandoned them. She gave them up. And they had done a DNA test from years back, and they found out that, you know, that it was their dad. And so at that moment, she could have came out and publicly stated, like, hey, this is what happened. I was sexually assaulted, and it was by force or whatsoever. They had the Me Too movement. We had that happen, and she didn't take that opportunity. So there's a lot to question, and there's a lot for us as a community to come together and to really think, use, this moment to really be critical thinkers and analyze and not be quick in judgment. And I think, we don't see a lot of us represented. And the minute something like this comes, you want to just break it.
Yeah.
And that's frightening to me as someone is in leadership and grassroots, that today I'm here and then tomorrow we're just not going to exist. As it is, we can't even find records. We can't even find history. Everything's so broken or buried that we don't have something deep rooted for us to rely on.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. I wanted to hear your insight, amiga. We got Karina Powers, chairwoman of the Hispanic Assembly, which I'm a member of. You want to get involved? Some of us on YouTube are not just all talk. We're boots in the ground. You can go ahead and reach out to me. Obviously, if you're in Monterey County and you want to really put where the rubber meets the road, get a hold of me. I appreciate you, amiga. Gracias for calling in.
Thank you for everything you do, Mikey. We appreciate you.
Take care. God bless. Bye. Oh, man. Gente, they're trying to tear down. This is something that hits the core of Chicano Tube, and we will not be shaken. We're not going anywhere. We ain't going nowhere, Holmes, okay? Listen, los Chicanos, we ain't going nowhere. But to you that are so easy to pump up like a bicycle tire, to you that were so easy to throw away a man's legacy when we don't even know the truth. Well, Dolores Huerta says something. Did she really say it? I don't know. She's 95 years old. We just had the chairwoman of the Hispanic Assembly said she kind of has seen some behind the scenes of how people have turned more political and gotten away from serving the people. Again, I don't know. Am I all for women? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm all for women. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. But I think this might be some kind of experiment to see how quick they can get the raza to shit on the raza. And I think we failed the test. In 72 hours, yeah, chinga esto, chinga eso. Why don't you get online with all that same energy, get online and be like, Charles Street, why don't we hear everything out?
Call from.
Quick. I don't know who got time, look.
Caller, you're live on Chicano Tube. What you got to say?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, buenas noches, man. It's good, man. Shit, I think we skipped the spring. We went straight to the summer. It's hot, cabrón.
Yes, sir. It's hot as hell.
That's right. Dime, your thoughts on the whole Dolores Huerta, Cesar Chavez cancellation? Let me know.
Yeah, that's just bullshit, dog. They talk shit when he's dead. Come on.
I mean, 1993, it's already passed. So what do you think is up, or what do you think is his? Is this just a distraction? Is this?
I think the guy, I think he's Mexican. We get all young highness. You know what I mean? I mean, if he fucked up, shoot my language. I mean, he got game,
Yeah, no, I get you. But here we are, though, as the raza in 72 hours wants to start renaming streets, tossing statues, renaming our parks. But do we really know the truth?
That's too quick, bro. That's too quick to be judging somebody. Come on.
Come on. Hey.
I mean, I'm with you on that. Do we just, because of a man or woman, but we're talking about a man here, his personal life or personal morality, do we just throw away all the work that he did?
No, hell no. That is trying to get some money out of it. You know how people are.
Oh, man, it's crazy. Don't make me laugh, way. Que Jaina's trying to get money out of it, la chingada. Don't make me laugh.
Yeah,
way.
come on. That's how it is nowadays, you know?
It's a serious topic, way.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate the call. A lot of the callers are heated. They're mad. They're pissed. I got a lot of critical thinkers here on Chicano Tube, and I tell you, don't believe what I say. Research it for yourself. Before I came on this show, since this cracked on the 18th, 3 days now, I've been researching everything, and the first article that they put out was that Cesar Chavez, the United Farm Workers, and Dolores Huerta are all under allegations. And then all of a sudden, the next morning, we have a YouTube video, an interview, and a long New York Times interview with Dolores Huerta saying this happened to her 60 years ago. Something doesn't make sense, bro.
Yeah, it don't make sense, bro.
Yeah, no, man.
Yeah. They're just hating on them, you know that. They don't even get a DNA test, you know? I mean, she's just talking out of her ass.
Hey, I appreciate the call, cabrón. Gracias. Hey, have a blessed weekend, cabrón.
All right, homie. Good job.
Ándale, cuídate. Simón.
Well, bye.
That's right. Baby girl Wendy, the general's in the casa. There's a day oneer right there. Baby girl Wendy, I appreciate you. Gracias. This is comida for Newsom's political campaign. Yeah, Newsom, I don't want to get into politics, man, but that dude is the king of pandering, man. The king of pandering, man. It's crazy. He'll put on braids one weekend and fucking Boys in the Hood memes. And the next weekend, he's fucking buying tacos at a taco truck, just depending who he wants to vote for him. So I don't know. Let's take a couple last calls. We're going to wrap this up at 10 o'clock, gente, so we can kick the weekend off.
Jaden David.
Jaden David, the one and only, is in the house. I appreciate you, cabron. Give me your 2 cents on this whole thing. What does it smell like to you, cabron?
Well, like you said, Mikey, facts are facts. So when it comes to journalists, their whole job is to have a viral story. That's what they work for. That's how they get promotions. I don't think it's the CIA trying to distract from anything, but the couple callers back did make a good point. The New York Times, it is a liberal publication. If you look at the two people who headed this whole investigation, they're both super liberal, Manny Fernandez and Sarah Hertz. So when you got somebody like Cesar Chavez who's spoke, against illegal immigration back then, he used the word wetback. It's been viral, 100 times over.
Yep.
And you had the Latinos vote the most ever for Trump in the last election. Of course, it's a win for a liberal publication to down a man that has leaned that way.
So it looks like might be a political ploy, political power grab, because I'm pretty certain if Cesar Chavez was alive today, he'd be a conservative. And just like MLK, I actually think if MLK was alive today, they would try to cancel MLK. And some people would be like, nah, he's there. No, yes, you would try to cancel MLK if he was alive today. Trust me.
Yeah, I don't know if it's, was funded by a major backer or if it's a deeper thing, but of course a liberal publication is not going to go after their own people. They're going to go after somebody that is conservative leaning. So it's not surprising, but like you said, facts are facts.
Unfortunately,
we don't know. We weren't there. She's 96 years old.
Sad times for Chicano.
I don't know why she would come out at this time, but we could talk all about her past. She was married during the time, and we all know that when you're with a woman, they don't get pregnant every single time. So if they're 6 years apart from the first time and the second time, I don't see how you could get pregnant and you only slept with him twice. You got pregnant each time? That doesn't add up. They're both married during the first time. Maybe it wasn't a affair. Who knows? But allegations are allegations. It clearly is wrong to destroy a whole man's legacy. This will be stained forever. There's no recovering from this.
Damn.
It's going to be a stain on his legacy forever. And Gavin Newsom comes out saying, oh, I support changing Cesar Chavez Day, not recognizing it. Well, if some woman came out and said Newsom violated them, would he resign? Would he say, oh, forever, I'm just cancel me? That's not how it works. When you have integrity, when you're a man, you go by facts and that's it. You make an allegation, okay, I'm not going to say you're a liar. I'm not going to say it's the truth, but an allegation is an allegation and that's that.
Jaden David, you guys do me a favor, follow him on Instagram. He's blowing up real quick. I appreciate the call and I appreciate your insight, cabron.
Yes, thanks for letting me call in. Have a good day. It was a great show.
Ándale, talk soon, brother. Cuídate. Bye. The Salinas OG said, remember Gloria Trevi in the 90s? She shifted blame after being accused of rape. Yeah, we remember her situation, cabron. She was touring and had her dancers and stuff like that get taken advantage of, allegedly. I don't know. Again, I wasn't there. Solo Dios sabe. Her dancers or her entourage were taking advantage of some of the people, and she was complicit. I said the same thing, Salinas OG. I said, maybe Dolores Huerta, I don't know this would be true, but maybe she was cutting off something from coming out of her closet. Maybe something was going to come out of her closet, and the best thing to do is make yourself the victim. If you can make yourself the victim and make yourself the hero, all of a sudden it shifts the focus. They put you in the victim and in the hero category, and it shifts away from you. I don't know, man. I just don't know. Just shit doesn't add up, man. All right, last comments of the night, you guys. And then here on Chicano Tube, I'm going to put it out there. This will just be the last public service announcement, gente. We're here to advance the people. That's all the raza. Who's the raza? Brown-skinned people. It doesn't matter. We got the same bloodline all the way down from the corner of South America, all the way up to North America, maybe even Canada. Who knows? We're here to advance and push the people forward, okay? We want to have those conversations that might not be easy to have, but we're going to think things out rationally and have a mature conversation. You can have a seat at this table as long as you're not an emotional hyena that's going to be full of emotions and get triggered. We need to have this conversation, man. Do I think what Dolores Huerta is saying is true? I think that we need the facts to come out. We don't need the internet to cancel someone in 72 hours. The dude, it's like when you go to the county jail. Shit, it takes 72 hours to get in front of the judge. And this man's not even alive. He's pushing up daisies 6 feet under already. Descansa en paz. He can't even defend himself here, right? And without him even going in front of the judge, 72 hours, they say in the county jail, they release you if you don't go in front of the judge in 72 hours. He hasn't even had his day to try his case. Well, he can't even say anything. Obviously, it's post-mortem now. And the raza wants to start saying, well, I believe her, I believe him. No, you're just a gullible, weak, spineless, gutless, easy to manipulate pump-up case. That's what you are, and you can clip that. Public service announcement. We want the facts to come out. We're going to stand. Yeah, because if Cesar Chavez did do that and the facts come out, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Now, him being a personal, his morality's a wrap, not the work that he did for La Raza. Absolutely not. Well, is it tainted? Is it a black eye? I don't know. But for the Raza to jump on board and automatically want to wipe everything away, you're not doing that shit for everyone else. You're not doing that shit to anyone else that's a moreno. You're not doing that shit to anyone else that's a gabacho. But look what they got us. They got us already on the internet going after each other. Oh, well, this. I stand with this. I stand with that. What if the facts come out later and everyone that's putting out Dolores Huerta photos on their Instagram, they look like pendejos after the fact if we find out later that it wasn't true? Has there been a DNA test? Has there been something biological to prove that these are even children? I'm asking questions here. Am I not allowed to ask questions? Oh, you can't question Dolores Huerta. Why not? If this was a trial, if this was a court, we'd be able to ask. The judge would want to know. He would ask questions in order to get the facts out. I'm doing the same thing, gente. Again, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Just be very clear, man. I'm a father and I have daughters, okay? So it's a touchy subject, man. I would believe my daughter if she told me that this happened to her. Something inside the story doesn't add up. 2 children, and then 6 years apart, another relationship, a second child, and then 1 year to the next, the brother, and then 4 with the brother. I don't know, man. I don't know. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say, man. Let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Last comments of the night, you guys. But do me a favor, if you're watching this on the replay, you could even comment below, man. I think this is one of those videos I'm going to go back and read the comments. Think critically, think objectively, though, cabrones, man. In 72 hours, rename all the pinche streets. Pinche pendejo Luis Alejo from the Monterey County Board of Supervisors. You're a pinche vendido, way. You don't even wait for the facts to come out.
At Markets Apprentice super chatted $9.99. Jaden made a good point. If you remember back in 05, Newsom slept with his friend's wife, and today in 2026, the people forgot, including Huerta, and the man is now a potential presidential candidate.
And no one's talking about cancel Newsom. No one's saying cancel Newsom, right? But again, a long list of prominent figures, man. Even have presidents. We haven't even started naming president after president after president, and the internet is not in a finchy firestorm about none of these people. But when it's a brown-skinned individual, that cabron cancel his ass in 72 hours. I say Charles Street. I say the people that are subscribed to Chicano Tube are more intelligent than that. I say we want the facts to come out. I say innocent until proven guilty. And I don't know what to believe, but I'm not going to jump on a bandwagon and be like a pinche pendejo, okay? Because a lot of people even did that during the COVID years, right? They're jumping on a pinche bandwagon on una pinche jab that they were saying, oh, it'll save you, it'll save you. They were fucking giving out In-N-Out animal fries for you to get a fucking jab. How dumb is that? And some people were like, oh, man, and then they were coming out over there saying, oh, you don't care about the people that don't get poked. They hate humanity. It's your fault. It's your fault. All this. I heard someone say the way you acted during COVID is who you are. Shit, man. But anyways, Jaden made a good point. Back in 05, he did that. Again, these are moral things that are being done. How much does the moral affect a person's work? I get it if the person is trying to be a role model. But as far as the legacy that Cesar Chavez has built up, I don't believe here on Chicano Tube. I don't believe, unless we get the facts out about this, it has been tainted one pinchy bit. How about that? All right, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, man. I'm going to bust down, get my machine on in the morning, and just chillax, man. Grab a pisto, jump in the pool. I seen American Cholo. He was on Instagram. He's jumping inside a pinche swimming pool. Hey, you're living the life, cabrón. Baseball stakes and swimming pools, ¿verdad? ¿Qué onda, güey? Subscribe over to American Cholo. He tapped in two times today. Very informative and a very critical thinker. He just wants to know the truth, man. There's not too many channels that I'm going to recommend on YouTube. Trust me. I don't want to waste your time, anyone's time, right? If we're going to get something, let's get something out of this shit, man. We're going to push Chicanismo forward. We're standing stronger than ever. And with this instance, we want to know the facts, point blank, period. That's it. All right, last comments of the night, you guys. Have a good night, bro. That's right, Madden Football. Appreciate you. Irony, Machete, that's right. Rest in peace, Pony Boy. It was Pony Boy's birthday 2 days ago on the 18th. Rest in peace, Carnal Pony Boy. Rest in peace, Carnal. His birthday. Good night, amigo. Be Queen. I appreciate you, amiga. You guys, live on Chicano Tube, live on Chicano Street. Beautiful, linda raza. Do me a favor. You can hit that like. Next to it, there's a chinga tu madre bun. You don't got to like it, but it's the truth and nothing but the truth. We're not here to please anyone. We're here just to tell the truth, man. I don't got a second to waste, man. Every breath my lung pumps is one fucking breath closer to the pinche grave. So let's do something positive. Let's push the raza forward and have these difficult conversations. Let's not cancel anyone before we know anything, because if we let this shit slide, hear me out. If we let this slide, who's next? Who's going to be next as far as a prominent figure that has pushed the raza forward? It's going to take us 5 steps back. I want to know the truth. I stand for the truth, but we don't know the truth, okay? So don't be an easy, pinchy pump-up case on the internet, gente. All right, you guys, gente, I'm out. I'll see you guys on the next episode sometime next week. If you subscribe, you'll get the notifications. You'll always see the thumbnail going up for the next show that we have coming up. If we talk about this again, it's because we need to talk about it. If nothing comes out, then hey, the internet, it has ADD. Here today, gone tomorrow. 1 week, you're hot. The next week, you're not, and you're forgotten about. That's just the internet. Don't spend all your time on the internet. Spend more time in reality. Hug on your loved ones. Make memories, because in the end, I kid you not, that's all you're going to have, man. All the highlight reel you're ever going to have before you see the Lord is the memories. I'm out. I'll see you guys on the next episode of Chicano Tube. I appreciate you guys live on Chicano Tube. I'll see you on the next episode. Gracias, linda raza, and I'm out.